Hey guys, so I finally got around to finally watching Curse of Chucky. I know I'm late in the game and watching this. This is a movie that's been out for a year, and it's a movie I've been trying to get around to watching for forever, especially because of how well received it was getting. But it wasn't until now that I finally did, and this being the month of October, and this being the uh, time of year that I've been trying to do a bunch of horror movie reviews, I figured I'd try to end it on a good note. This is something I'm going to try to do every year. A tradition I'm going to try to do every year. Don't hold me accountable to that because it really depends on like what's going on with me, like job wise. Because honestly, I was surprised I was able to do all the horror movie reviews I was able to do this year because I was pretty busy in the month of October, but I was able to do it. I was hell bent on trying to do this, and originally I wanted to try to do like a review for a movie Tusk, but there was no way I was going to be able to get a copy of it unless watching it legally online, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go support Kevin Smith and his new movie, and honestly, the movie did look interesting to me. I've heard mixed things about it, and I wanted to see what I thought about it. Um, anyways, I for the most part have liked the Chucky movies. I really have. I've always enjoyed them. Except for two of them, which was Child's Play 3, which I've only seen once, but I remember not liking very much, and Seed of Chucky, which I thought, while I've liked the comedic aspects of the Chucky movies, I thought they went a little too over the top with Seed of Chucky. I mean, fuck's sake, they have Chucky masturbating in that movie. That I was like, all right, I'm done with the series. After that, I like that. That pretty much killed the movie for me. And also, I mean, there are parts about Seed of Chucky I did do like the fact that the dolls, the the son or daughter's name is Glenn or Glenda. That was kind of funny. Um, I mean, that was something I was like, I'm surprised I didn't catch on to that because it's like obviously a tribute to Ed Wood. Um, and also, I mean, I like the fact that they couldn't figure out what kind of sex that doll was. It was kind of funny. But it was a little too over the top for me. I loved Bride of Chucky. I mean, Bride of Chucky was silly as hell, but I thought Seed of Chucky just went a little too far in the comedic route, and went a little too over the top. I've always kind of found the Chucky movies to be more funny than scary. I never really found them scary at all. Even Child's Play. I mean, the image of a killer doll coming at you with a knife was kind of a little ridiculous for me, but I've still enjoyed them no matter what. Even if it wasn't for it being scary, I've enjoyed them for what they are. So yeah, I was looking forward to another Chucky movie, and it's kind of sad, to see this movie got uh, straight to DVD release. This is the only one to not be released in theaters. And you know what? I don't know why this movie was not released in theaters because this movie is one of the better fucking films of the series. I enjoyed this movie. I really did. I agree with a lot of people that this movie is really good. There's some stuff I didn't like about it here and there, which I'll talk about. But overall, I did like it. I thought it was an interesting, a new Chucky movie. I did like that they tried to go back to its roots and try to ditch the comedic route from the other two movies, and they went full blown into a horror movie. They tried to make it more scary, and honestly, the suspense in this movie worked pretty damn well for me. There's some pretty suspenseful scenes, because, and one of the reasons why is because like a lot of the for the first 40 minutes, Chucky doesn't become really active until after the first 40 minutes. And because of that, you kind of sit there the whole time waiting for him to kind of just strike out of nowhere. Like, strike one of the main characters or kill one of the main characters. You know it's going to happen eventually. And you're just sitting. I'm kind of sitting there. I'm sitting there on the edge of my seat waiting for it to happen. There's a lot of moments where you can see him having the chance to be able to strike, but he doesn't, which kind of surprised me. I like Brad Dourif. Again, Brad Dourif does a great job. I can't imagine anybody fucking playing the role of Chucky. I can't. You know, they might as well get him to do it while he still can. I mean, before he dies, or he's getting up there in the years. And might as well get him to do these as many as he can. Because I can't imagine anybody else doing the voice of Chucky. He's so good at it. I've heard the idea of remaking Chucky Child's Play. It's going to be very hard to find somebody to replace Brad Dourif. Like, it was very hard to find somebody to replace Robert Englund with Freddy Krueger, because Brad Dourif is like, you identify Brad Dourif as Chucky no matter what. No matter what he's done, he's always going to be the voice of Chucky. And also, he's in this movie for flashbacks. And some of the weirder parts of this movie, one of the more distracting parts of this movie is because they have like prosthetic makeup on him, but they don't really do a good job hiding the fact that he's getting pretty old, because you see wrinkles on his face and stuff like that. They try to make him look more like he did in the first one. It doesn't really work that well. But honestly, this is one I'll give him props for not using CGI, because sometimes CGI makes it look really creepy. But honestly, at the same time, it's kind of like, maybe they should have used CGI in this movie. Also, I want to give props to his daughter, who's in this movie, is the girl in the wheelchair. Nika was her name, right? Fiona Dourif, who looks just like her fucking dad. Especially towards the end of this movie, like when she's laughing and when she's interacting with Chucky, you're like, she looks just like her dad. Like, oh my god, she's a female version of Brad Dourif. Say that could be a good thing or bad thing, depends on who you are. But she does a pretty good job, and I hope to see her in more stuff. It's kind of funny, like, seeing her in this. Like I said, this movie is very suspenseful. It has some really suspenseful moments in it. Like, this dinner scene was pretty suspenseful as hell, where he puts rat poisoning in one of the bowls of chili, and you can't fucking figure out. You're trying to figure out who has that bowl, and he. And you pretty much. I guessed early on who it was, but it was pretty suspenseful. Also, what's the other one that was like? There's a couple times where you're just sitting there waiting for him to just pounce at the opportunity to kill a character, but he doesn't. It was a good. It was good on the suspense portion of it. Also, the effects in this movie are really good. Even the one thing that I was worried about going in when I first saw the trailers for this movie, which is the look of Chucky, which a lot of people told me early on, don't worry about it. There's an explanation as to why he looks that way. Because I remember when I first saw the trailer for this, I was like, God, what the fuck did they do to Chucky? Like, at first I thought that was CGI. I was like, that looks really bad. Like, it looked like really bad CGI, like, done to Chucky. But no, it isn't. It does, like, it looks a lot better than it did in the trailers. I'll give them that. And honestly, they made Chucky look even more fucking creepier than he already was. I thought he looked like, there's some fucking creepy ass shots during this movie, like just close-ups of the doll of the Chucky doll, which were kind of fucking creepy. And there is a good explanation as to why he looks that way. And I'm glad they reveal that. Oh yeah, before I forget, I also liked. Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. Never mind. Um, Also, the gore effects in this movie are really good. It's a lot of It's all practical, from what I could tell. No CGI, blood, or anything like that. Anytime a horror movie will do that, I'm happy as hell. Because you rarely get that anymore, and it looked impressive. All the gore effects looked impressive and pretty nasty. It was pretty gore. This is the goriest of the Chucky movies, definitely. I think this is definitely the goriest of them all. Even more than like Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky were. Um, if there was anything I didn't like about this movie, the ending kind of bugged me the shit out of me a little bit. Yeah, it did. It kind of did. Um, I guess I can get spoilers because this movie's been a year old. If you don't want to know what happens, fucking turn it off now. Fuck it. Um, like at the end of the movie, like the girl in the wheelchair is fucking framed for murder. I had a problem with that. Well, although at the same time, I, I can see how it ended up happening, but or how she ended up getting framed for murder. I think, but at the same time, I still had a little bit of problem with that because it's well known and it's shown in throughout the movie when she's like looking through news clippings of a supposed killer doll being responsible for all these murders, a good guy doll being responsible for all these murders, and she's claiming in this trial that the doll killed them all, and she's sentenced to the facility for the criminally insane. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, but are you telling me that none of them did any research about this fucking killer doll, supposed killer doll? I mean, I think she could get off scot free. Honestly, I kind of have an issue with that fucking it seems like this story of the killer doll is kind of common knowledge. I think she could have gotten off scot free. I had a hard time believing that. Also, that bugged the shit out of me. But I did like. I will say that while I didn't like that, I did like the cameo at the end by Jennifer Tilly. That was nice. If that was a complaint I could have about this movie is that fucking Jennifer Tilly. There was not enough Jennifer Tilly in this movie. I wish she kind of would have been more in this movie. She was awesome in the other ones, and she was one of the things I really liked about Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky was Jennifer Tilly, and I wish she was more in this movie. That was a nice little cameo though from her, even though I knew going in that she was making a cameo at the end of it. And also, I was spoiled the cameo at the end of it, at the end of the credits. If you watch this movie, definitely watch at the end of the credits for a nice surprise, which I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it. Let's just say somebody from the original movies comes back. A really big giant surprise. Really enjoyed that. I guess I could say the kid who plays Andy is at the end of this movie, and he has a really great scene to end cap the movie, but also at the same time it kind of contradicts the scene that happens before it a little bit. That kind of bugged me. I I won't spoil the scene that happens before, but it kind of contradicts it. But at the same time, I really enjoyed that scene with Andy. That was really brilliant. The fact they actually got the original kid do it was even better. It's kind of funny seeing that kid all grown up now. I really enjoyed the fuck out of that scene. That was a really good. I knew about this scene before I watched the movie. I was spoiled that before a year ago. So damn it. Thank you, internet, for spoiling that for me. And I probably just spoiled that for somebody else. Sorry if I did. If you haven't seen this movie, well. I mean, it's a year fucking old at this point. So I mean, if you're like me, I'll put a warning, a spoiler alert warning on the descriptions for anybody who hasn't seen it. But anyways, yeah, go see this. Watch this. If you're looking for a good horror movie to watch for Halloween, and you like the other Chucky movies and you weren't sure about this one, and you hadn't watched it yet, like I haven't, go watch it. It's a good sit. I don't understand how the fuck this didn't get a theatrical release. I don't get it. I really don't. I think I think I'm not the only one who said this. I think a lot of critics have said this. Like, this fucking Seed of Chucky gets a fucking theatrical release, but this one doesn't? What the fuck? I mean, I think it's because of how bad Seed of Chucky did that this one didn't. There's a lot of bad horror movies get theatrical releases that should be straight to DVD and not theatrical releases, and that bugs the shit out of me. But yeah, definitely go see it, or definitely watch it if you already haven't. I won't be back until probably Thursday or next Wednesday or Thursday, because I'll be gone I'll be in North Carolina for the weekend up till Tuesday, because of my niece's first birthday, which happy birthday to my niece Chloe, and also happy Halloween to everybody. Hope everybody has a safe Halloween. It's been fun doing these horror movie reviews for the month of October. I hope everybody's enjoyed them, that have watched them. There's been a few reviews that haven't really got many views, so definitely check all the rest of them out. Well, actually, let's see what's the count now. 2 out of the 5 films I watched were actually enjoyable. So go watch ABC's of Death 2 or Curse of Chucky, and don't skip the rest of them. So that's basically all I can say about the horror movies I've watched. But anyways, I'll be back next week with I'll be back with Nightcrawlers. I'll have a review for Nightcrawlers, Box Trolls, Big Hero 6, and Interstellar, all probably by next week. So that's a lot of reviews to do. But until then, I'll talk to you guys later.